Let's talk about the Delulu of the week. And this week, we're going to meet this lady that's got a bit of a shock when she started dealing with the real world. So let's see what she has to say.
Else suffered from the opposite of daddy issues, hear me out on this. My dad is awesome. He has integrity, emotional intelligence, he's kind, he's funny, did a great job of raising me.
No, he didn't.
Because
He did not do a good job of raising you because I look at your other videos. I see your nose ring. I see the tattoos, which are essential indication that you were raised by a simp. And I've made videos about that. You can look those up. But those characteristics that you've listed, none of them are characteristic of a good, strong male figure. So I hate to tell you this, sweetheart, but your dad is a simp daddy.
because of that, that was the example of a male figure in my life. Then I grew up and I started interacting with like the general male population. I had assumed, based on my dad, that all men and boys were going to be like him.
And this is the problem with a lot of Western women. They are brought up by either simp fathers, beta dads, or single mothers, which the result is essentially the same. And they think that all men are simps. And you know what? They're not wrong. The majority of American men are simps. But then
Spoiler alert, they're not. I had to figure that one out.
well, I'm glad you did, sweetheart, because there are some of us that are still left. Well, I already left and I now live in Thailand, but some of us are still left who are strong, real men with boundaries and self respect, and we don't tolerate all kinds of bullshit. We don't tolerate tattoos and nose rings and the attitude, and we're not going to shower you with compliments and money like I'm sure your father did. That's why you're in shock.
On my own. Then it creates this other problem where you assume if a man is missing these traits, that they are still within him somewhere. So then I become Bob the Builder, and it becomes my job in my head that I have to, unearth those things. That simply does not exist. That's not a thing, and it never will be.
That's true. You cannot turn a strong alpha male into a simp just by trying to make it a bit of a project for yourself. Now, I got to tell you, I've met quite a few women like this that, you meet them somewhere, sometimes not even a dating scenario, and they try to kind of dominate you in a conversation or trying to push you. And then when you push back, they go like, whoa, what the hell is happening? This guy's not simping for me. This guy's not allowing me to interrupt him. He demands respect. You got to see the shock on their face, especially here in Thailand, where some of these women come here to visit and sometimes even stay, though they don't usually last that long. The shock on their face is just, I mean, it's unbelievable that when they actually see pushback because they grew up without fathers or they grew up with sim daddies, and they never really meet a real man anymore because, like I said, even the strong men in America usually stay the fuck away from the dating scene or interacting with these modern women. So when they come here, and someone like me who can say anything I want here in Thailand without any type of punishment as a man, uh, actually throws their shit right back at them. And this is where they're in complete shock. As a matter of fact, yesterday, the real man of the week segment featured a comedian who just did just that during his comedy show, and those women were in shock, and so was the audience that he actually talked to a modern women like he should. And if anything ever is going to change, in a dating world, the only thing that we need to change as men is we need to stop simping. Honestly, if tomorrow every man stops simping, things will turn around within days or maybe weeks. The turnaround will be very quick. The only reason the dating scene is such a fucking mess that men are either walking away and just stop dealing with women altogether, or like me, getting the fuck out of America or whatever Western countries we live in and move to other countries. That's right. A lot of us decided that these women are so toxic and poisonous We cannot date any of them. That we need to physically get our passports and get the fuck out of our own countries, where we have families and friends, where we speak the same language and understand the culture, and so forth and so forth. That's how toxic these women have become. And of course, they're the ones who will call us toxic as soon as we open our mouths and say, hey, that's not okay. I'm not going to take that disrespect. Ugh, toxic masculinity, right? Now, it is kind of cute that this girl genuinely was raised by this simple little beta male, and she thought that, oh wow, all of these guys are going to be like this, and once in a while she comes across a real man and gets a bit of a culture shock. However, as I said, she will not have a problem dating another simp just like her dad, who will give her all of the drugs that her daddy got her addicted to, right? The validation, the compliments, and of course, the money. I would love to meet her, whatever guy she's going to date. And I guarantee you that he is going to be just like her dad, a simp. This is once again, just like I ended the previous segment, this is not going to change um, until men stop simping, or until the high value men will stop simping, because there's still tons of high value men who are educated, good income, well traveled, all of those things, and they still simp for quite average women. uh, Here's a question in the live chat: what are some examples of gentlemanly behavior that made women bad? For example, giving flowers, opening doors, any other example? So here's the thing: giving flowers is good. I give flowers to my girlfriends when we are in a relationship. That is actually a gentlemanly thing to do. The simping part, don't forget, simping is when you give women the attention, energy, time that they haven't earned yet, right? So if you bring flowers on the first date, that's simping. But if this is your fifth anniversary of your marriage or of your relationship, absolutely bring flowers. When I end up in a real serious relationship with a girl, I bring her flowers on a weekly basis, because she has now earned it, because she's already fulfilling her role of cooking and cleaning and massaging me and bringing me peace and bringing me feminine energy, making sure I look good when out in public, even when I'm not around, So, no, giving flowers is not a bad thing. Uh, it's all about timing, just like paying for dinner. A gentleman should pay for dinner, but not on a first date, maybe second, third, and so forth and so forth. And an expensive dinner should be at some point of celebration, either her birthday or anniversary and stuff like that. It cannot be, an everyday thing or a first day thing. So a lot of simping is actually done because of the timing, right? Back in the day, you could bring flowers to a girl on the first date, especially if you talk to her for a little bit before that, and take her to a nice restaurant, because her intentions were always the same. She genuinely wanted to get to know you, so maybe you will proceed to a serious relationship. That's not what women want nowadays when they demand the dinner as a first date. They literally just want you to spend money on them, get a free dinner, get free drinks, get whatever else they can get for free. And a lot of times, they ghost. The simp of the week next week is the guy who went through exactly that. And it's so easy to pick these videos for you guys that I already have lined some of them up for you guys a weeks ahead. So, opening the doors. So yeah, I wouldn't like here, like I said, I don't open doors for Western women, only for Thai women, because essentially the chance that you're going to be ignored and disrespected just by opening a door for a girl is just too high. Um, but again, it's not the kind of behaviors that we're talking about, it's the timing of that behavior, right? Compliments. If you are dating a girl and it's a relationship, you can compliment her. Some of the one of the love languages of the submissive traditional women is words of validation, right? uh, yeah, words of validation. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I got it a little bit wrong. But so that's okay. You can give her a compliment, especially if she went to the gym, dressed up, did her hair, did her makeup. Absolutely give her a compliment. Validate her effort to look good for you, right? But you should never give a compliment in the first 24 hours or even throughout up until the last part of your first date. That is simping nowadays. Used to be perfectly fine, but now, unfortunately, it is simping. And the reason for that is exactly what we saw in a segment of the Delulu of the week, right? This girl, and again, it's probably not even her fault. She was raised by a simp father. That's why she's got tattoos on her hands and probably somewhere else on her body, right? No strong male figure who is a father would want his precious little girl inked up all over the place with a nose ring. I'm sure he communicated that to her, and because she has no respect for him as a simp, she did it anyway. And he probably bent. He probably like, okay, well, my little girl can do whatever she wants, right? So yeah, it is almost not her fault, but it looks like she's hitting reality. There are more and more men that are standing up for themselves. I would prefer the progress to be a little bit more at this point, but it is what it is. If you want to ditch modern women and move abroad for more traditional relationships, go to themillionmanproject.com, take my most comprehensive course, and change your life.